one of the entertaining moments for me was seeing the Arnold-like character.
Yeah.
What was that like for you, seeing it now and seeing the Arnold and how they did that?
It makes such a difference. It's stunning. The CGI work that Charlie Gibson did, the Stan Winston guys, they're just phenomenal, you know? I mean, and that's really what people are going along to Terminator to see, you know? I mean, they want to see the action, they want to see the Terminators. Fine, those actors can do their thing a little bit, but just don't get in the way of what they're really there, the meat and potatoes of the reasons they're going in and paying their $10 to see, and they just did a stunning job. And yeah, it's a real great, exhilarating moment when you see, you know, Schwarzenegger coming in.
Yeah, no.
And he had us worried for a little bit. We weren't sure if he was going to agree to it. So
really?
I'm very happy that he ended up doing so.
And I'll be back. The I'll be back line.
Right. That was a little bit of a risk, but I felt like if I just, you know, threw it away, we could get away with it and, you know, have a bit of fun with it.
How did you get in shape for this movie? I mean, what did you do to work out? Because you're a guy who, you know, you've put your body through bulking up for Batman and getting skinny for something like Machinist. And, yeah.
Far less than I've had to do for many other movies because, you know, you get a human being actually, you know, wrestling, grappling with a Terminator, and they're dead by that point. So it was mostly all about weapons handling and preparing for that.
Were there a lot of just explosions all the time?
Yeah.
And was it just crazy and the helicopters going down?
Yeah.
Did you get beat up, or were there stuntmen doing that too?
You know, I know all of the stuntmen very well. I've worked with them a number of times on that one, the stunt coordinator as well. So I had a good trust with them, and they trusted me. They knew my ability. So I do a lot of the stunts myself, but there was many times just because of time constraints where I had to be shooting one thing and second unit had to be shooting something else, and so we had to get a stunt double in for that. But most of the stuff I'm doing myself in this one.
How was it working with Christian? Because he's such an intense guy.
Yeah, Christian to me was like the actor that I loved to work with, because he was really focused and made sure the work was getting done. Like, and I felt secure in the fact that he would make sure whatever scene was going on that he was involved in, or anybody really, that it was flowing right, and that the script, like, it was necessary for those things to be happening. And you know, of course McG did that as a director, but it's good to know, you know, that the leading actor is able to come in and be like, boom, let's make this happen. You know, to be a part of Terminator is like, when you mention that title, that's a title that kids for generations and generations to come will know. Terminator, not just these new Terminator, you know, movies, but they will know Terminator 1 and 2 because it's part of American film history. So for me to be a part of that title and be associated with that is like, that's the level that I want to be at. You know, anything I do, I want it to be something that could be there forever, timeless, you know, so.
What is it like being in a movie or a franchise like Terminator that's so iconic?
It's really fun. It's really fun because, I mean, the reason why I started making movies was because I wanted to entertain, and I wanted for people to enjoy my work or the thing that I was a part of. And so something like this, it's you know that there is an inherent fan base, and so that's kind of relaxes everyone. You know, we know who we're making the movie for.
How is pregnancy after Judgment Day?
Well, I mean, I'd actually just had my son before I did the film, so I was like, well, I still look pregnant, and it was it was really great because it felt really natural to me, and I'm glad that I did this part right after having a child of my own, because I really understood the stakes of that as well. And I think that my character. One of the things that my character could service in the story was that there was a literal future that John Connor was fighting for, which is his child.
What was it like making this movie? You have very physical parts. You had on heavy clothes, and it was hot. I heard.
It was nuts. I mean, when we were shooting the tow truck sequence, I would look at the crew, and they'd be in goggles, and they'd have scarves on their faces. You couldn't even see their faces because they're wearing so much headgear to keep all the dust and whatnot out of their faces. And we're out there like in 4 layers of clothing. Like I had, my vest was 2 layers. Then under that I had a military jacket. Under that I had a t-shirt. My boots were always, my pants were always tucked into my boots. So it was pretty gnarly, man. But it was like that's what Terminator should be. You know, you shouldn't have a good time like filming Terminator.
It should just beat you up physically.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Are you a big technology guy?
No.
What about all of us that are technology people? Like I live with my BlackBerry. Are we headed towards Skynet? Are we headed towards this kind of trouble?
It's a little far-fetched, isn't it?
A few years ago, it would have been far-fetched to think.
I'd love to sit here and have a topical discussion about the realities if we could really find ourselves in a Skynet world, but I think it's a little bit far-fetched.